it was as real as. Talk to me
Yeah.
about having that style and being able to bring that to the fold, that realism to professional.
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't a work because I mean, it, I, it, Marriott should have cut me like a hell of a deal, like Rolex should have a long time ago. But I actually, there was a time in which Book and I both experienced, thank God, when it wasn't a guy's soap opera. I mean, when we were the Beatles, man. We pull up, and when I would say like when we had that Crockett Cup, and this was before Book, but with that Crockett Cup when I was wrestling in Wyndham in those hour matches and I'd say we'd be next door at the Marriott, 18 to 28, no boyfriends, no husbands. They were there. My wife would say, "What are you always talking about the Marriott for?" I said, "They give us free rooms. Where's your where's your wedding ring?" Well, it kills my gimmick. I can't wear a wedding ring. I mean, and I wonder why I've been married 4 times.
Oh my God, man.
No, I lived our gimmick. I mean, that 4 horseman shit was real, man. We were me, Arnold. I mean, it's a miracle that Aaron and we almost lost Barry, So, but by the way, he's doing very well.
Yeah.
But he's doing much better. But when we were traveling around with JJ, we'd go out like that Great American Bash, that 46-day straight tour, that 46-day everyday tour.
God.
We'd start in Philadelphia or Baltimore, right, where we were both very strong then and very competitive with WWE, and go all the way to California that last week. We'd check into the Tropicana. I'd give the guy $500 to hold the chairs for us. We'd go from Vegas to Albuquerque and back, party all night long. Vegas to Frisco, back, party all night long on the private jet, right? Vegas to L.A., back all night long. Frisco, back all night long, and then we'd fly home and catch one more in Kansas City. I can remember one time I was looking on the plane. I was looking at this thing. I go, God, I'm pinching myself. I don't feel myself. I was having such an anxiety attack, and I had to wrestle Brody. Oh God, somebody slapped me around. But we were sold out every damn night,
Yeah.
and it was insanity. But it was the War Games, it was with any number of different guys, or me in them, or me in a singles match for the world title. And man, it was a check by your name, and me, I didn't care. I cut myself every night anyway. But Dusty put the check by your name because a lot of guys didn't like cutting themselves every damn night, right? But the War Games, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get killed by Mike Hextram when he makes the comeback anyway. That was the rib making Mike the last one come in. My God, oh,
I,
Mike was brutal.
I tell you, Rick, you talk about the fun, man, and
Yeah,
man, I tell you, man, I always say this business has been a lot of fun.
yeah,
Uh, I tell you, it's been like so much fun, man. I didn't get into it for the fun. I got into it for the money.
yeah,
I wanted to make some money. I was a kid who came from humble beginnings, and I
yeah,
found something. I said, man, I'm gonna hold on to this. They're gonna have to kick me out this party.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I'll say I'm sticking around as long as I can. But I tell you, I sacrificed a lot, man. I sacrificed a lot. Um, um, because in this business, man, like you say, it's a grind. It,
wow, it
and it's
is.
and it's lonely at the top. It really is. People don't understand that. It's lonely at the top. You got to be able to entertain yourself when you literally give up everything to do something you love.
Yep.
I was reading one of your quotes, and it's real. It says everyone wants to be on top, but very few are willing to put in the work day in and day out.
Mm.
Talk to me about that quote for a second.
Well, I have help with my social media. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a rocket
Oh
scientist.
no, but that's a true quote, man. That's
No.
what
I
it
know
says.
because the person that works for me has studied my life and my career. But it's like, yeah, I mean, and thank God Booker got married a little bit later in life. He didn't get married young because I got married when I was 21 years old, and when I took off in my career, I mean, my wife didn't know. I didn't go. I didn't come home, and we never had an argument. I just wasn't home. And she said, "I can't live like this. You know, you're never here. I mean, you get home at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's made food for you. You get up in the morning, you work out, you leave at 3 o'clock the next day, and then sometimes you're gone 3 days at a time." Then when I became the world champion, I mean, there were times, guys, when I didn't go home for 3 or 4 months at a time. And when I did go home, it was to Crockett's territory, and I worked every night. I didn't go home for a week vacation. And like I was telling someone the other day, if I was wrestling the Von Erichs, which Book knows a lot about, I had to leave on Christmas Eve. So I wasn't home Christmas Eve. I wasn't home Christmas Day. Same thing if I was wrestling Carlos down in Puerto Rico. They wanted you down there. They wanted you there, like for the Three Kings Day. Now Puerto Rico, I always had a good time, but you talk about me, even the wildest guys in the world aren't getting out of the house on Christmas Eve. So I'm by myself there, and then I'm by myself at the damn Hyatt at the hotel, at the airport at DFW, and it is lonely nights. And back then, there was no cell phones and FaceTiming and shit like that. So you're trying to figure it out. Then just look for the positive of the next day. There's also though, like weeks when I went to Florida for a week, I didn't go to bed for a week. I had so much fun in Florida. I mean, you know, who didn't want to work the Florida territory, man? Good Lord. I don't have a bad memory about the state of Florida. I
Oh
swear to
man,
God.
you,
And the Carolinas,
yeah.
my wife would say, "Well, it's only 90 miles to Greensboro. Why are you spending the night?" "Oh, I don't know. We're having a party. Want to celebrate you, man. We're so loud." Just 90 miles. We didn't go home. None of us. Are you kidding me? That was the party, man. After Starricade, woo woo.
Oh man.